Deaton's talking winners and losers in crypto. Was XRP one of the winners that he mentioned? We'll talk price action at the end because we're clawing our way back to $3. Happy Sunday, everyone. We're also going to talk about a new wave of funding into crypto, or one of your plays out there getting the money. Speaking of money, Tether printed massive amounts of profit. Do you believe Tether? We'll also talk about
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
discount aisle 2, all items on sale, but the prices are starting to go up. That's right, we're starting to climb our way back to that $3 mark. We'll talk price action, everyone. Oh, and the rest of the market's starting to claw its way back too. But remember, BTC lost a fair amount respectively, so it makes sense. Now, before we get into the crypto news, like what Deaton had to say who the winners are going to be, your comments come first. Why? Because you are the viewer. You matter most. Kingdom Armory says, what does sitting on the fence do? It hurts your ass. Yeah, that's what I said. He says, I'm stealing the saying. Gem worthy, thank you. My kids will grow tired of it. I promise you. It does. Sitting on the fence hurts your ass. Just make a move and keep on improving. Happy Sunday. Shano8877 says, alrighty, I think it's time Klaus books another holiday sooner than later and bro takes the misses. Alright, my vacation is already booked. It's soon. And I am bringing the misses. So the market will rally, and I will let you know when I go on vacation so you can prepare for the rally. For the lull says, to be fair, you have seen the downward revisions every month after the fact during Biden's term. I did see downward revisions during Biden's term. Like I said, the whole big problem is not that the numbers came out bad. The problem that I have is that now people are like, well, wait a minute. Can we not trust the data? Again, imagine driving your car, not being able to trust the dashboard on your speed, your car engine temperature, oil pressure. That would be an absolute mess. You wouldn't know what to do. All right, let's get into it. Bitcoin sitting at 114,225. ETH is 3501. Again, ETH got close to that 4 mark, and then we saw what happened. It went down, 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 girlfriend. XRP at 288, up from the lows, but still under the $3 mark. I'm confident we'll get back there. ADA, XLM, SWE, Litecoin, they're all making their way on back. It's just taking some time. First things first, Andrew Yang posted, as usual, I will give my X earnings to someone who likes this post. Must follow this account to DM info, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Andrew Yang posted his, 2-week earnings for Twitter. Dude's got a lot of followers. In fact, even this post right here got 2.3 million views. He made 1,100. Just do kind of simple, basic roundup math. That means the dude made 2,400 for the month of August. So is being verified on X really worth it? Let me know down below if any of you are and if you make any money on X. Crypto venture capital funding. Ooh, we like this stuff because it's how you build in crypto. Mara Inc.'s 850 million offering. Sub-Zero Labs emerges with 20 million. And players are buying crypto for their strategic reserves. Mill City Ventures become the first publicly listed company to launch a crypto treasury backed by the SWE Foundation. Ooh, acquiring 450 million worth of SWE tokens. That's pretty cool because you're starting to see now more players getting into strategic reserves. If you want to read more about the VC launches and money right here, you're welcome to do so. This article and everything else is linked in the description below. There's a whole bunch of them. And what's good about this, look at how many. I'm still scrolling and you see shitloads. What's good about this is players are starting to have more confidence in crypto. Ever since we got the passage of the Genius Act, and now that we've got at least the passage of the Clarity Act through the House, and hopefully we get something done through the Senate, people are starting to warm up to the idea of investing in the building of crypto again. All right, this is going to make a lot of you pissed, but I'm going to tell you right now, you just got to listen, okay? Tether's record quarterly profit shows strength of stablecoins. The flurry of results last week had one company deserving particular attention. Tether, the world's largest issue of dollar-backed stablecoins, registered a profit of nearly $5 billion in one quarter. For comparison, BlackRock's profit for that same time period was 1.5 million. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Okay, so now here's why. The firm only employs 250 people. So they are printing money. Why are they printing money? Because stables are highly profitable. That's why a lot of companies are getting into this. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you. This is a genius move by Tether. And I wish a lot of other crypto companies would do it because this would protect us all. And I know you're like, bro, what are you talking? Just listen, hear me out, okay? Recently, Tether has slowed its T-bill purchases. We're talking about what backs their assets, okay? slowed their T-bill purchases and started spreading money into other assets, including Bitcoin, gold, and company stocks. CEO Paulo Ordonez says the company has started investing in land and agricultural companies as these are scarce and safe assets that historically tend to appreciate. In June, they also became the second largest shareholder in the Juventus Football Club. I'm just sharing this with you because, look, the diversification of crypto companies is critical to the success of crypto. Because think about this, right? If all of a sudden we have a massive meltdown in crypto, the companies that hold a lot of assets outside of crypto won't be affected, right? Which means those companies won't lose the valuation as much, which means what? They would be more, resilient to this stuff. So rather than MicroStrategy, better known as Strategy now, aping into BTC and BTC only, if BTC crashes, Strategy is done for. If BTC crashes, Tether's not done for because now they're investing a ton of stuff into other things, protecting themselves, isolating themselves from the risk. Now, granted, they're still obviously involved in crypto, stables, BTC, and so forth, but they're spreading it around. This is what we've talked about as a smart strategy. Not putting all your eggs in one basket, but instead being like, look, I'm going to get a little of this, a little of this, a little of this, and a little of this. Why? So that if something bad happens, you protected yourself. So as much as we want to throw shame at Tether, that's a smart move on their part. Ripple advocate Deaton names USDC, RLUSD, and ETH as Genius Act winners. And you're sitting here going, okay, bro, I get it. USDC, stablecoin. RLUSD, stablecoin. ETH? They're not a stablecoin. Why are they a winner? Well, I'm going to share it with you. Deaton stated on X that many expect Circle and Ripple to benefit from the legislation, but he emphasized that Ethereum could emerge as the biggest winner. Here's his tweet. A lot of people believe Circle, USD, and Ripple are going to be winners from the Genius Act. I believe there'll be several winners. I think it's fair to say ETH, without question, is one of them. Oh, okay. So why would ETH be a big winner? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller. Ferris Bueller. Well, here's why. Because 50% of the stable coins are run on ETH. The majority, yes, that's right. ETH has a huge dominance when it comes to stable coins launched on chain. 50%. The next one is Tron. Solana at 4.2%. BSC at 4.1%. How much does XRP have in terms of it? Well, they're way down here on the list. They only have, what, everyone? 116 million. Now, granted, they have RLUSD, but most of RLUSD is found where? On the Ethereum chain. So, yes, USDT, RLUSD, USDC, and ETH are going to benefit. Why? Because the majority of the action is on ETH. For, in fact, $150 billion worth of stables is issued on ETH. Comparatively to XRP, 116 million. We're talking billions versus millions. Pretty interesting stuff, isn't it? Yeah. ETH, I know. Expensive, slow. People like ETH. I don't know. Let them play with their stables on ETH. All right, overall in the crypto market, volume is still strong for a Sunday, $131 billion. So the exchanges are making money on the dips and the tips, aren't they? Fear and Greed Index is hanging out at 48. Altcoin season's 38 out of 100. Specifically, XRP, as I shared with you earlier, is starting to claw its way back. I am very confident that we're going to get back to that $3 mark. What it's going to take for us to get there, probably a couple more days. And I'm assuming we're going to get some better news come Monday or Tuesday. Be a good time for the White House and Trump administration to come out with something good to help prop up the market. USA, crypto capital of the world, that shtick ain't going to work on it. We're going to need something better. Volume for XRP sitting at 7.5 billion, up 18% last 24 hours. Let's go to those candlesticks and see how exactly low things got here. Yep, we're looking at these candlesticks right here. You can see it clear as day, right around the 275 mark. 275 on this candlestick, this one right here. This one was 278, and this one was 275. So we're at near-term support at 275, working on our way to long-term support levels of $3. Like I said, volume is still healthy, and this next week should prove to be pivotal for crypto. Why? Because we're going to start talking about Clarity Act and the Senate's version of their bill. Yeah, the Senate Market Structure Bill, which what? That regulates the rest of crypto. So we saw how stables, right, in the stable market, think of what happened with Circle and their valuation with their IPO. Exploded. Why? Because it got regaronis. Tether's profit exploding, regaronis. So when we start getting the Market Structure Act and bills going in and Clarity Act, whatever kind of hybrid they make out of that, you're going to start seeing this stuff here explode. That's what I'm believing is going to happen. XRP would benefit, and again, I get what people are talking about. Bro, we're sub $3. I get that, but when I zoom out to the 1 day, look, there were plenty of days here that we were below $2. Look at this one right here. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 candlesticks, 5 candlesticks in a row where we were under $2 and we roared on back. In fact, we roared on back to what? Yeah, 360 plus. So no, I'm not worried. This is all part of normal crypto. Look at the move we saw here from January to February, right? From January, we went from what, everyone? A high of 339 all the way down here to what? Lows of 228, and then we rocketed our way back on up. This is part of the volatility of crypto. That's why as much as people want to throw shit at Tether, I think it's smart that they're diversifying outside of the volatility so that when these moves happen, they are able to weather the storm. Are you diversified? Do you have a blue check mark? And is it worth the income on Twitter to do so? I know the red background is kind of Terminator-esque, isn't it? Let's switch it on up to blue. Come on, lights. There we go. At least it's a little bit better. Ah, yes, the frustrations of crypto, volatility and all that kind of juicy stuff. The reality is, though, is we've got regs coming around the bend. How fast do we get them? Well, it depends on the Senate, and it depends on how much they want to modify the Clarity Act with their own needs, because remember, that's what it's about right now. But it's also about the market not having faith in the data. And like I said earlier, imagine driving your car, not being able to trust the speed limit, not being able to trust if your car is good on gas, right? Like, what if the needle just bounced all over the place and you didn't know if you were full, empty, or not? Yeah, that would be hard to do. You wouldn't know how to navigate your daily life without taking extra precautions. And that's what's happening to the market right now with Trump saying, yo, the numbers were rigged. People are like, wait a minute. Where do we go from here? What direction is good? What's bad? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. So we're going to need to get a little bit more clarity in the market. See what I did there? Yeah, and once we get clarity, the market's going to know what's up. We also need to see what happens with Jerome Powell, because the reality is this. Dude is going to need to do something soon with rates because the housing market isn't improving and you're still seeing debt just wreck everyday families. Yeah, the elites got the money to survive the debt crunch, but the everyday people out there are getting absolutely trashed. Speaking of trash, the crypto market's coming back from getting trashed over this recent sell-off. I am confident we're going to get back to that $3 mark, and I am confident that Tether is able to print that money because of some smart strategies that they're employing. Yes, diversification is super smart. MicroStrategy, better known as strategy now, is only buying BTC. That's not a good strategy. Even though the name of their company is Strategy, it should be called Shitty Strategy, because for real, all they're doing is buying one thing. And if that one thing tanks, well, the company's done. But if they bought real estate, if they bought sports teams, if they bought some other stuff, well, then guess what? They wouldn't be as risky. So diversification is smart. Wait, does that mean we should only have one wife, or we should diversify? No, only have one wife, because holy shit, more than one would be one hell of a headache. Woo, let me tell you. All right, everyone, more updates to come as news breaks, where I bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. Happy Sunday again. Choo choo what? Choo choo biz nachos.